Sorry for the little delay. Um, it never fails when you have an event that you have some sort of opportunity, right? Or challenge. So all day long, everything's working great. I get online and my PowerPoint doesn't want to show up. So I'm about to get that fixed up. But I just want to know if you're in here. Let me know who's in here. Put your name. And I want to know if you have started already with your 2023 goals. So put your name and let me know if you have started already with your 2023 goals. Because that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about getting started on 2023 and making sure that you're setting yourself up for success, because that's important, right? It's important that we set ourselves up for success. It's important that we have an understanding on what we need to do in order to follow through and become successful, not only in our business, but in every area of our life. All right. So I'm gonna walk you through a couple things. We're gonna have a little discussion about what it is that you could do either more of or do less of, so this year could be your best year yet. And I know most of us have had very successful years, 2022, or maybe you haven't. Maybe you are still behind the eight ball, and maybe you're looking to get your mojo back. Maybe you're looking to really come into your own. Whatever the case may be, I think you're in the right spot, because I want to talk to you about how do you set yourself up for success, not only in your business, but in your life as well. All right, so I'm gonna try one more time to log on. If not, then I'm gonna call Audible. Now it actually worked. Got it? No, it didn't work. All right, cool. We'll figure it out. All right, all good. So check it out. So going into the new year, so many of us, right, when we're talking about goal setting, when we're talking about having this be our best year, what's the number one thing that we talk about? What's the number one thing that we discuss? Or what's something that you discuss that you talk about inside of a year? But what do you talk about? Goal setting. When you talk about setting up your goal for the year, what are you saying to yourself? What are you saying to your team? What is that number one thing that you're after? For most of us, and I know most of the people that I talk to, that thing that we're after mostly is financial. So many times when we're talking about, success, when we're talking about goals, it's financial. And that's cool. But I've learned to realize, and I understand now, that that's not the only thing and the only metric of success that's important. I mean, don't get me wrong, finances is important. You gotta maintain cash flow. You gotta be in position when, you're bringing home the bacon, right, if you will. But guess what? If you're doing all that and you're miserable and you don't have peace of mind, if you don't have alignment in who you are and what you do, then that money is, is cool, but what are you really gonna do with it? So for me, I want us to start thinking, when we're talking about our year, not only about, how much money we're gonna make, but what type of person are we gonna be, right? What does fulfillment look like? What does happiness look like for you? Let's start defining that, and let's start giving some examples of that, so we know exactly what it is that we're doing to really set ourselves up for success. Because I'm be honest, so many times we think money is the most important thing. All right, show of hands if you think money is the most important thing. But if I say I'll give you $1 million today, but tomorrow, it was it, you weren't gonna wake up and that's gonna be the last of your life, would that be meaningful? How many people sign up for that deal? Right? Not a lot. All right, so what if I say, all right, I'm not gonna give you $1 million. Let's say you're sick and you got this terminal disease and you went to the hospital and they said that in order to cure you, it's gonna cost $1 million. And that's all you had to your name. You're not gonna skip a beat in terms of going into that hospital, give them everything you have so that you could be healthy. So again, when we're talking about, our best year, when we're talking about thriving, it's not always about financial, right? What it's about is about happiness. What it's about is fulfillment. What it's about is how do your kids view you? How does your spouse view you? And also, if we're gonna be honest, how does our customers view us? Because I think that's important when we're, especially how competitive this landscape is getting, in this environment. I'm going to try one more thing. And if we haven't already thought of it, but one of the things that we must consider is how we getting viewed in the marketplace. And we have to make sure that we are on top of our game, because there's so many competitors, there's so much competition, that if we're not, then someone's gonna take it from us. And I don't want that to happen to you. So today I just want to talk about some things, how you could thrive inside of your life. But first I want to break something down to you, because a lot of us want to be successful. A lot of us want to have 6 figures, 7 figures, big businesses, and all that is great. And it's all possible. It's all doable. Right? If you set it up and you set up your systems and you set up your day and you have the right business with the right tail hands behind you, you can accomplish that. But for most people, and this was a study done, most people, that doesn't happen. In fact, there was a study done, and I'm pretty sure it's consistent today, that out of 100 people, so there's a study done with 100 people, right? So we started with 100. So 100 people were started. I gotta link my iPad. So 100 people started. So out of 100 people, guess what? How many people was actually successful? How many people actually made it? What's your guess? So out of 100 people, right? 100 people, 62, right, in the 45-year span, so 62 in the 40 in a 45-year span, 62 people are broke, right? 28 people are dead. 4 people are financially independent, and only 1 person is considered rich, if your definition of rich is financials. So that's crazy, right? So out of all these people who have dreams, who has an aspiration to be successful, right, only 1 person ends up rich and only 4 people become financially independent. And what these people know is what I'm going to teach you tonight, is one very important goal and very important strategy that they use in order to get there. And that important strategy is that they plan, they visualize, and they set themselves up for success with very strategic initiatives, and then they have the discipline to see it all the way through. So my question to you, do you have a strategic plan? Do you have a strategic plan in your life, in your business, that every day you wake up, the activity that you're doing is leading you to where you want to go in your life, in the year, in 3 years, in 10 years? Because if you don't, right, then you're going to go anywhere the wind blows. If you don't, you're going to feel stuck. If you don't, you're going to feel unsure. If you don't, you're going to be unfulfilled. All the things that lead with that, because you don't have a plan. So you, first of all, you have to have a plan. You have to be very thoughtful and intentional on where exactly you want to be. And if you haven't done it already, one thing that I do inside of my group coaching program, Champ CEO, is I work on this game plan. And this game plan is so critical, because you got to figure out like what plays you're going to run. I mean, I was an NFL player, right? You see the trophy behind me. And every game that we went to, we had a play, we had an audible, and then we had another adjustment. So what does your playbook look like? And do you have any audibles and adjustments for the year? So the first key on setting yourself up for success in 2023 is having a game plan. Now, I talked about inside of Champ CEO, we have a game plan that we work out, and this is something that I'm gonna give you opportunity to come inside the office, and we're gonna put a workshop in January. I'm gonna give you that date and that information, but we work on your business snapshot, your history, where you've been. We work on your vision, where you're going with your company, so you can create a compelling vision, so then you can excite and encourage the people inside your organization. Your mission statement, your value proposition. And guess what? I know a lot of us have this type of stuff in our company, but my question to you is, do you use it? And my question to you is this aspirational, meaning like these are things that you want to do? Are these actual? Are these things that you're actually doing inside your business? Your values, your core competencies. We look at your critical issues and how you solve those things. Because at the end of the day, we all get paid by adding value and by solving problems, right? So what are those? But then lastly, we look at our yearly goals and quarterly goals, and then we try to reverse engineer and figure out how we're gonna set ourselves up for success. So if you set yourself up with 7 to 10 goals for the year, big goals, maybe they're how many customers you're gonna reach, what specific outcomes you're going to deliver, how many items you're going to sell, how many units you're going to move. Whatever that goal is, that should be your big goal for the year. But then you should break that down quarterly on what you need to do in the next 90 days to put you on track to reach that year goal. Because then if we set up for 90 days, we can reverse engineer that to 30 days. And then for our 30-day goal, we reverse engineer that to weekly goals. And then from our weekly goals, we break that down to daily goals. So when I get asked a lot, like, how do you structure your days? My days are structured by my 1 year goal that I then break down to what I need to do on every single day in order for me to be successful. So are you doing that in your life? Do you have intention? Do you have discipline in your life and what you're doing on a daily basis that's going to lead you to success? Because guess what? If you're just showing up to work and just, going on emails, checking your phone, you're not going to have the level of success that you can if you show up when you're intentional. So you got to break the habit of that boredom of showing up to work and not knowing what's going on. And you have to show up with a plan. You have to show up and be working whatever it is that you want to achieve in the next 90 days, in the next year. And all those things should lead to your daily activities and what you're doing every single day inside of your business. I hope that makes sense. All right, the second thing, before you even hit the work, this is extremely important. And this is like a cheat code. If there's ever one in life, this is it. The cheat code is you gotta have a morning routine. You gotta have a morning routine. Like all the successful people, when you look at them, they have routine. They have a system. And that system leads them to having like success and confidence because they know exactly what's gonna go on. They know exactly what they eat for breakfast. They're gonna work out, they're gonna exercise, they're gonna move their body. For me, my morning routine, it starts the night before. It starts the night before, looking at my calendar, looking at what I have planned, looking at what my goals are for the next day so I can make sure I set myself up for success. All right? So oftentimes I work out, so I lay out my outfit. And then I get dressed. All right, do I got meetings today or I'm in sweatpants? Then I'm gonna work out. Then I'm gonna fuel my body. All right? And then I'm gonna like visualize and have thoughts about what kind of day I'm gonna have. See, I just don't let my day just happen. Right, I'm very intentional about the conversations I want to have with people, the way I want to coach people, and the insight that I want to provide for individuals. All those things I think about in the morning because I want to visualize exactly how my day is going to go out. I have this saying that I say is like I don't want to finish my day, right? I don't want to start my day until I finish it. So I want to start my day in my daily routine until I actually finish it and walk through it in my head. So are you subscribing to a morning routine? If so, what time are you getting up in the morning? When does your morning routine start and how consistent are you on that routine? And I get it. So many of us are going to have New Year's resolutions and I'm not going to knock them, right? They're cool. But the matter is like oftentimes if they don't work, especially out the gate, what do? We just stop. All of a sudden we just stop. And our thing is we got to stop stopping. If you want to be successful, if you want to achieve what you want to in your life in 2023, you got to stop stopping, right? And guess what? It's okay. It's okay if you build failure into your plan. I see so many people, I want to stop drinking, I want to stop smoking, I want to work out this many times a week. And then you miss one day and like, oh, the plan's over, it's shot, I'm going back to like my BS. No, you don't got to do that, right? I often say I want to work out 5-6 days a week. Most of the times I achieve that. Some days if my body feels like crap and I don't get enough sleep, I work out 3 days a week. I don't beat myself up. I say next week is gonna start and I'm gonna get my 5 days in. I wanna eat healthy most of the time. Sometimes I have my children, so I would eat McDonald's. I don't beat myself up. I say, hey, tomorrow I'm gonna get right back to it. So make sure you're building in these type of things that's gonna happen in your life because it's gonna happen. Adversity is gonna happen. Obstacles are gonna happen. But you just had to look at them as opportunities and they can't stop you. They can't derail you from where it is you want to go and what you want to achieve. So making sure we have a morning routine, making sure we have discipline, and making sure that we're going to actually get done what we're saying we're going to get done because we're going to actually visualize it and think about it and set our intentions for the day in the morning. And for me, oftentimes, this was what I felt like on the field when I was playing in the NFL because I would watch film and I would visualize myself making plays, making calls, making checks, making corrections, making interceptions, And then during game day, it would actually happen and almost felt like deja vu. It felt like I've been here before. And the reality was, like, I have, because I thought about it. And it's the same thing now. Like, if I have a successful coaching, like I want to have a successful webinar tonight. All these things I thought about when I woke up this morning. And when I achieve it, it feels like deja vu because I've already thought and already set intentions on what I want to, how I want to show up and how I want to help people. And you could do the same thing every day of your life. So make sure that you're locking in, making sure that you're giving yourself that ability to think through what you want to do. So start with a morning routine. How many people on the call have some type of routine in the morning? How many people wake up and just don't set an alarm clock, just get out of bed and just start their frantic day? It's so crazy to me when I deal with some people and they're just like, oh man, this happened. Oh, and then this happened. And then I ran over. I'm like, how? How don't you have a calendar? How don't you have this stuff like inked in somewhere? Like, so the one thing that sets successful people up is that they have a calendar. Is that they schedule things inside of their day, inside of their lives. They're scheduling reading. They're scheduling learning, right? All these things are already scheduled. So that's why they get ahead, because they're focused. The next thing. So oftentimes we think we got to do more. We got to add. And that's mostly true. A lot of things we need to start doing, but sometimes what we need to do, we need to stop doing some things. So the third key that I have is you got to eliminate distractions. This thing right here is one of the most powerful inventions to mankind. You can run your whole business off of it, or it can derail you for weeks, months, and years. And I'm gonna show you the math on this. If you spend 30 minutes a day, right? Let's say you spend 30 minutes a day on Facebook. That's the average. So 30 minutes a day. 30 minutes a day. If you look at that for the week, how much time that is, every single week, right? It's gonna gross you out. When you look at the math and see how much time this is, it's gonna like, wow, this is amazing. So 30 minutes a day is actually 3.5 hours a week. All right, that doesn't sound like much, right? 3.5 hours a week, okay. But then let's time that by 52. How many weeks in a year? That's 182 hours in a year that you're online. Just 30 minutes a day, 182 hours per year, right? But if you divide that by 8, and that's like how many hours you typically work in a day, that's actually 22 work days. 22 work days you're spending scrolling on your phone. So if you want time back, if you feel like you're distracted, if you feel like you're not being efficient, here goes 22 work days right here by setting up parameters about how you use your phone, setting up parameters about how you get distracted. If you want to be successful, imagine 22 work days a year is what you're actually doing. And that's only if you spend 30 minutes a day. But most people, they don't spend 30 minutes. They spend 60 minutes. Imagine 60 minutes a day. We just double it, right? That's 44 work days. 8-hour work days. 60 minutes a day of distractions on your phone is actually 44 work days of you scrolling. So out of 365 days in a year, let's say you work, say 52 times 5, right? What is that, 250, 260? 44 of those days is spent scrolling. And the numbers just get worse and worse. If it was 90 minutes a day, distracted, that adds up to 66 work days. So one of the things that you gotta do this year, if you want to be successful, you gotta prioritize yourself. You gotta block your schedule. You gotta block your time for what time of the day you're gonna get on social media, what time of the day you're gonna go to work, what your goals are, how you're gonna work through your goals. And a lot of us, I get it. We use social media for our business. I do, right? I'm guilty. But we gotta set up parameters. We gotta build a team around us that someone else can like check your social media. Like I have a team of virtual assistants in the Philippines that work on my social media. So sometimes the cat's out the bag. It's not always me responding. It's not always me adding stuff to my chat. I would go crazy if I spent all day on my phone. I can't do that. I pay someone to do that. And that's the beautiful thing. Like when you're a boss, when you're an owner, this whole thing is like, yeah, we all got 8 hours a day. That's not the case. We don't all have 8 hours a day. Because I could buy someone else's 8 hours, someone else's 8 hours, and then I can add that up. And I can build a whole team and set up systems and operations that they can all operate under my parameters so I can achieve my goals even faster. All right, so that's important that we realize that we have the ability to set ourselves up for success by eliminating distractions. That's extremely, extremely important. All right, next up. Fourth thing. What's the fourth thing you could do? The fourth thing that you could do in order to have your best year yet, 2023, and this is going to, like, some of us is just like, I don't know about this. Like, you have to become more valuable. Like, I have books. Like, everywhere that I go, like, I have books. I have books in my house. I have books in my basement. I have books at my office. I'm constantly reading, learning, looking at videos, taking courses, because I know the number one law of the universe, and that's dollars value. So I have to become more valuable for myself as a businessman, as an entrepreneur, in order for me to increase the amount of value that I give, the amount of outcomes that I provide, and in return, I get paid according to that. So if you want to double your income, triple your income, guess what? You're going to have to double and triple the amount of value that you create in the marketplace. And so many of us have to stop and think and unlearn some things. We got to unlearn this notion of I'm bad at math. Oh, I'm just not a tech guy. I just don't know. Do it. You can do it. You can. Everything is figure outable, but you have to put the time in. You have to embrace it. And guess what? You might suck in the beginning, but that's okay, because everyone that just started sucked. But you have to embrace that suck and get better and put the time and put the work in so that you become more valuable, so you can show up in your marketplace. Just one observation. And I follow a lot of people online and I see them. One easy observation that I can make easily. If you want to increase your business, get better in front of the camera. If you want to increase your business, show up consistently online and speak about the solution that you provide for your ideal client. Right? I help overwhelmed entrepreneurs put structures and systems inside their business so they could grow and scale and reach life of fulfillment. I help entrepreneurs develop courses and membership programs so they can scale and make money while they're sleeping. You have to show up and educate people on what you do, because they forget about it. Sometimes I feel like we post like once a quarter almost, and we expect everyone to remember that we're a realtor, remember that we're a chiropractor, remember that we have a store. It doesn't work like that. Because of the algorithms and because of how it's pay to play, if you don't show up and post about what it is that you do consistently, even the people, your closest friends, won't even see it. So that's why you have to develop some sort of strategy that you're going to be seen and you'll become more valuable. But showing up online and showing everyone about your genius and monetizing your genius, that's something that you should consider. And if you yourself have something that you want to monetize, a genius, a course, I'm working on something. So DM me after this and we could talk about how we could put that in play and how you could create an online system and a program that you could like sell and scale yourself. Number one way you can scale yourself is by educating people on what you do. All right. And then lastly, this is one thing that's extremely critical. And this is what I've been doing. And this is what I'm extremely excited about is like, you have to understand that before I thought like, all right, business is here and my family is here and my fitness is here and my finances is here. And you try to like put all these buckets around and like, all right, I only have to show up in my work bucket, but I don't got to show up in my home bucket. Or I could show up in my home and work bucket, but I don't got to show up in my health bucket. Or I could show up on all those buckets in my spirituality bucket and empty. And you can't do that. So for me, my motto is like, I have to be a champion in every area of my life. My finances, my fitness and health, right? My business and my career, my intimate relationships, my social relationships, my finances, my spirituality. All those areas of my life, like I want to master. I want to be the best that I can be. I want to show up and be consistent. I don't want to let myself off the hook. I don't want to tell people, oh man, I had a rough day at work. Now I can't come home and I can't be a loving father and I can't spend time with my kids. No, I want to be able to do that. So in order to do that, I have to set my intentions and I have to set myself up for success. So one of the things that I developed, one of the things, my teaching method is all based off of this framework. It's called the CHAMP framework. And the CHAMP framework, right, I believe everyone could be a champion. So the CHAMP framework, the C, right, the C, and this is like the fifth key to life, the fifth key to having the best 2023 this year, is that C is look at your current situation. That's the first C. When you're starting right now, when you're looking at, and don't mind the spelling, y'all. I'm gonna get better at that, trust me. But your first C is you gotta like be mindful of your current situation. And oftentimes we lie to ourselves so we can never solve or remedy something. Oftentimes we don't have the right people in our lives. Oftentimes we don't have coaches, we don't have mentors. So everyone around us just lets us get off the hook and lets us sell ourselves short. But if you can be honest about your current situation, about where you are in your finances, about where you are in your business, about where you are in your fitness and health, if you be honest about that for one time in your life, then you can put forth a plan to change it. But guess what? If you're not honest about it, then you can't do anything, right? My father used to always tell me, if you lie to yourself, who can you trust? If you lie to yourself, who can you trust? And that's so true, because you gotta be real with you. You gotta be real with you. So then the H, after you start or where you're at, the H in the CHAMP framework is the hone in on desired destination. So now that we have a plan of where we're at, now we got to figure out where we're going. And the sad part about life, and the sad part about so many people that I speak to when I'm coaching them, is somehow, some way, they stop dreaming. They stop imagining what life could be, and they just start settling for what it is or wherever they're at. And most of their decisions are based on their past and not based on their future. Most of their decisions are based on who they are, who they thought they couldn't be, the mistakes that they made, all the naysayers. That's how they make decisions. There's no way in hell that I'm gonna make the decision on who I was yesterday, because I'm gonna get better every single day. So who I am and the decisions that I make is gonna be the person that I wanna be. So you gotta use your imagination in 2023. You gotta stop dreaming, right? You gotta have an imagination. You gotta have goals. And this is where you know you're onto something. If you tell someone what you want to do and what you want to achieve, and they laugh at you, then you're probably dreaming big enough. If they're not laughing, you're not dreaming big enough. It's too realistic. Like your dreams, even how crazy they are, they're possible if you're willing to put in the work, if you're willing to take the necessary steps, if you're willing to do coaching. But if you just want to keep on living this same life every single day, like Groundhog Day, get up and do the same thing, rinse and repeat, the same thing happened in 2022 is going to happen in 2023, 2024, you can be in the exact same place. That is miserable, guys. That's miserable. Like, what the heck? Is this camera on me? That's miserable. You should want to increase. You should want to get better every single day, every year. You should get better and better. Like, as I'm getting older, like I'm getting finer as it goes, right? I'm probably in the best shape of my life. And it's because as you learn more, you do more. And that's very important, that we dream, that we have these messages, that we understand exactly what we want in our life, and we dream and allow ourselves to have this imagination. The A part, right? What we got to do after we understand that, where we want to go, I call this apply the 80-20 principle. So the 80-20 principle states that 80% of our results, right, come from 20% of our activities. And it's called the Pareto's principle. And this guy in France realized that when we looked at the land and the owners of the land, 20% of the people own 80% of the land. And if you look inside your business, a lot of businesses is set up where 80% of your revenue comes from 20% of your customers. It's concentrated. So over and over again, this Pareto principle shows up. So you have to figure out what are the 20% of the activities that you do on a daily basis inside your life that yields those results. I was an econ major, so my thing is always my highest and best use. Where am I best used at? And how we get there, because so many people are like, all right, cool. How do I understand wearing best shoes? So for that, I put this funnel together, right? It's called a EAD funnel, right? And I put my to-do list over here. I put down all the activities that I have to do. And then what I do is first, I look at the activities that I do that's not going to yield me my desired destinations. And I cross them out. I eliminate them. I eliminate the things that I'm doing that's not going to yield the results. What does my diet look like? If I want to be, I'm a little heavy right now. I'm about 228. I want to be 222, right? 6 pounds, but it makes a difference. I know how my body feels at 222, and I know how I operate, and I know how my sleep is better. So that's the way I want to be at. So I have to understand how many times I'm eating a day, how much protein I'm taking in, how many cheat meals am I doing? And all those things I calculate and I try to understand, like, all right, I got to have a calorie deficit for the week, right? If I want to achieve my goals. And for the week means, all right, you can eat 5 days clean at work, but if you blow it on a Saturday, oh, I got a cheat day, bro, you could mess up your entire week. So that's why it's like calorie deficit for the week in order for me to achieve my goals. So I eliminate some things. Next up, what do? Well, in business, there's a bunch of tasks that are repeatable. So what I do in that case is I automate. I automate tasks that are repeatable inside of my business. I set up systems. I set up banking. I set up bill plays. I set up things in my life that I can automate so I don't have to think about it. I shouldn't have to think about these certain things. It's you look at Mark Zuckerberg, you look at some of the greats and they wear the same clothes every single day. They automated that thing. They don't want to think about, how much time, like I've been with, how many time people think about what they putting on, how many outfits they change. If you just black, that's it. Every day, black t-shirt. He's worth billions and billions of dollars, right? Think he cares? He understands that if he can operate at his highest and best use, his company's gonna be most efficient. So lastly, after you eliminate, you automate, the next thing you have to do is delegate. Then you have to delegate. And I know so many of us are challenged with this. So many small businesses, solopreneurs, never get to the stage when they're gonna grow, never get to the stage when they're gonna have a breakthrough. You know why? Because they think that they're the best. Because they think that no one can ever do it better than them. Because they think that like, oh no, I have to do it. I have to take care. You will never grow if that is your mindset. You should not want to be the smartest person in the room. You should want to hire people. You should want to partner with people. You should want to join other people that has great instincts, that has great skills, qualities that can help lighten your load. You're never going to find freedom if you always feel like you have to be the one that delivers that. So you have to figure out a way that you can put together some systems, some processes, and teach other people how to do it. And how you delegate isn't just, hey, this is what I need done, tell me when you got it. No, that's not how you delegate. How you delegate is, this is what I need done, I'm going to show you how I do it first, so make sure that you're consistent in the way you do it, because this is my expectation. All right? Now, I want you to show me that you pay attention and you took notes, and I want you to do it while I'm sitting here watching you, helping you to ensure that you're doing it right and ensure that if you have any questions, I'm here to ask you. All right, cool, we got it. All right, now, after the first and second time you do it, let's meet and make sure you got it, because if something else comes up, I want to be there for you and make sure that you're going to be proficient in what it is I'm asking you to do. That's how you delegate. I talk to so many business owners and they got a challenge with hiring employees, and then I ask them like, all right, cool, what's your onboarding like? Onboarding, I hire them, I put them to work. Like, are you training them on what it is they want to do? Do you know what your vision is? Do you know what your goals for your organization is? Because if not, when I talk to them, people that quit their job, like, man, ain't nobody trained me. I ain't know what the hell I was doing. He left because she left. They didn't know what they were doing. You didn't set them up for success. You set them up for failure. So if you want to like build something, you want to train, this is what you gotta do. You gotta eliminate, you gotta automate, you gotta delegate. All right, so once you have that down, what's next? Well, next, now that I know what my 20% is, my highest and best use, then the M, right? The M part, you gotta take massive action. Massive action. Massive, like once I know what I do and what works, I'm going to double, triple, like I'm going to put all my chips in the middle. Like most of us haven't really decided or haven't really understood, haven't really spent the time that took the time, like, what are we best at? What are we best at? And once you understand what you're best at, that's what you should spend most of your time doing. And you got to get to a point when you build an organization. I had a great book last year. It was The Who, Not the How. The Who, Not the. This is a great book, and this book shows you that, like, yo, you don't have to do everything. There's people out there that's great at what they do. You just gotta tap in with them. You just gotta make sure that the relationship makes enough sense, that you're gonna add value to each other through compensation or whatever, that it's gonna be a great relationship. But stop doing everything inside your business if you wanna scale, if you wanna grow, if you wanna have some type of freedom. It doesn't happen that way. You have to duplicate yourself. And for me, my goal when I duplicate is to make a better version. I want them to be better than what I am. Because that's what they're going to be doing every single day. All right, now what's the P? The P, and this is for me, this is the pursuit of the championship transformation. For me, I tell the story that, I'm just going to leave it like that. Y'all get a transformation. But I tell the story, and I heard this from Matthew McConaughey, and I kind of stole this in one of our speeches. I think the best things, we don't steal anymore. I apologize. We mirror. That's a new term. So you don't steal, copy, you mirror. And some of us need to mirror more. Like you thinking that you got to be one-on-one, a unicorn inside your business. Nah, you need to like look at who's successful, do some competitive analysis, and mirror what successful people are doing. But for me, one of the speeches, Matthew McConaughey, he got a word. He said he needs three things in life. He needs something to look forward to, right? Something to look up to, somebody to chase. So I say something to look forward to is when he comes home and his children, and they jump in his arms and he squeezes them and he feels great. He says something to look up to is his Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And a lot of us are Christians, as am I, and you know, I have a personal relationship, and that's something that I look up to, and I pray, and I give thanks for the good and the bad, right? And the bad just makes me stronger. And I know God's not done me yet. I know I was chosen. I know I'm favored, and I know that my best is yet to come. And not only I know it, but that's how I operate. So that's how you got to feel about yourself in your life and what you got going on. But the last thing is like somebody to chase. Somebody to chase, he told the story is like his teacher came to him and was like, all right, who's your hero? And he's like, who's my hero? He's like, let's see. I don't know who my hero is. Let me go home and think about it. So he goes home and thinks about it. Next day, and she said, who's your hero? Did you think about it? He's like, my hero is me in 10 years. It's like, really? Yep. So he goes away, goes to college, does his thing, comes back 10 years later. His teacher's like, yo, did you do it? He's like, do what? Like, did you become your hero? You said it was you in 10 years. It's 10 years from now. Are you doing? He's like, not even close. Like, it's me in like 5 more years. Like, I haven't done everything that I'm supposed to do yet. So 5 years comes and goes. He comes back like 5 years is up. Did you do it? Like, man, no, it's 20 years out. Like the vision that I have for my life, my dreams, my imagination is so big. I need to keep going. I need to learn more. I need to add more value to myself. And that keeps him pursuing like greatness. My question to you is, are you pursuing greatness? Like, are you chasing greatness? Or are you stuck? Are you stagnant? Are you the same place you were last year, the same place you were the year before then, and you still have no idea how you're going to achieve your goals, how you're going to make this your best year yet? For me, like every single day, I have to do something to add 1%. There's this book, Atomic Habits, and it says that if you get 1% better every single day, by the end of that year, you're going to be 37 times better. Conversely, if you get 1% worse by the end of the year, you're going to be at 0.4% from where you started at the year. So better or worse? What's your decision? What's your choice? And we talked about ways and how you get that done. We talked about setting yourself up for success with quarterly goals. We talked about eliminating the distractions. We talked about morning routines. We talked about adding value. And now we're going to use this framework to pull it all together and make sure that we can operate in this area. And if you're on the call, I greatly appreciate you. And I want to constantly provide value because I kept on seeing these plans about like, hey, what you doing for the New Year's and how you going to set your year up for success. And when I've been talking to people and I've been having these breakthrough calls and I'm asking people like, yo, where your metrics at? Where your numbers at? Where you're starting from? And the answers that I'm getting is like baffling. It's like they're like you got to be intentional. You got to plan these things out, man, because they're not just going to help happen just to happen. You have to like force them to happen. You have to be disciplined in order for them to happen. And if you're someone in a few different buckets, if you're someone that wants more discipline, if you're someone that's struggling and that wants to be a champion in every area of your life, my first course that I ever wrote, I spent a year writing this course. And it's really about personal development, become the best person you could be. It's called The Champ in You. It teaches you how to be a champ in every area of your life. We talked about your finances, your spirituality, all those things. I was selling it for $9.97. I was coaching on it. But now, special offer for you. Holiday special. I'm going to put the link in the chat. But right now, it's a holiday special. And this was $9.97, $4.97. But right now it's 50% off, so it's like $250 right now. And I'm gonna put the link. Let's see if I can put the link in the chat so y'all can see it. But man, I'm talking about if you want to take it to the next level, if you want to grow in every area of your life, if you want this to be the year that you get in the best shape of your life, if you want to be the year that you start to understand your finances, understand your net worth, and really, take control in that area of your life. If you want the year to be in your life where, your love and your relationships with your spouse and everything like that is solid, like you have to become better. And this right here, this program gives you the ability to become better in those 7 key components of your life. So that's the first thing I want to offer, right? So you're on the call. If you want to have 2023 be your best year, right? This offer is for you. And what I'm going to do is, because I've always wanted to host something in person and I'm in my head, and sometimes I understand leverage and I understand like, if you go live, you could do 50, 100 people, but it's something about being in person. So this is what I want to have, and I'm gonna put it out far enough so you can have it. So if you purchase tonight, right, that the ticket, or you can buy this a one-off. It won't be ready for tomorrow. So my team, I left for today, and I just thought about this before I got on the call, but I'm doing it, right? So what we're gonna do? We're gonna do January. It's gonna be a Saturday. And I tried different type of things, 5-day challenges. I think it's too long of a commitment. So I want to just have one 3-hour session, 1 3-hour mastermind at my office where we're going to talk about your business. We're going to talk about your game plan. We're going to analyze what drives you. We're going to talk about life. And I'm really going to give you some tools to set yourself up for success in your life, right? And this is what it's going to be, right? You're going to secure your ticket. It's going to be $97. $97 is going to be the cost. But if you purchase that program that I just sent you in the chat, right, I'm going to give you a free ticket to that. It could be buy one, get one. I know someone's going to ask. So if you buy one, you could get one half off. If you want to bring your spouse, your business partner, that's fine. Limited to 20 people. It's only going to be 20 people. I'm going to offer it to my groups tomorrow on social media once they get ready. So I will take advantage of that offer now because it's probably going to sell out. Last year I had conferences at around $500 for the day. So at $97, you're welcome, right? I want to see more people succeed. My yearly goals is to increase the number of people that I reach to create more champions and less followers. So I need people in the house. I need the energy, and I want to help you become the best version of yourself. I know what it felt like to be at rock bottom, to have everyone against me, all the things, right? And building myself back up. But with what matters most, with purpose, with fulfillment, with joy in my heart, there's no other feeling that I want people to experience. So that's my mission in life, for you to experience this type of joy, this type of happiness. I get up almost running out of bed because I want to start my day. That's how excited I am about achieving my goals, and I go through my routine. So that's what I want you to do, and that's what I'm offering you, the opportunity to get that done. So extremely excited about that. Lastly, And this is someone that might be like, all right, cool, that's cool as well. But like, yo, I want one-on-one. I want help inside my business. I want to take it to the next level. I want you to help me walk through my business plan. I have a 90-day coaching program. And if you we can get on the phone, call this. I could tell you the cost of it right now, but we can have a phone call, and I could really get clarity on what you're doing in your business, the goals you want to achieve, and I'll be honest if I can help you or not. I helped a lot of people last year add increases in money in their business, add more free time by putting in systems, by having some automation, by having some hacks with online, Google My Business. So that program is called Champ CEO, and you could go to champceo.com and learn more about the Champ CEO system, where we cast a powerful vision for your organization. And I can't tell you how important it is to cast a powerful vision, because so many of us don't understand that, people are following us as leaders. So we got to have a great vision for our organization. And then we document and create repeatable championship systems. We talked about the importance of delegation, determine KPI that give you powerful clients. You need a business dashboard. You got to be able to show up to work and understand, what this is a dashboard, like a scoreboard. Like, what's the score? Can you imagine watching the game without it being any scores up? You'll go crazy. So in your business, you should have goals, and you should have like quarterly revenue goals, weekly revenue goals. And are you hitting them or are you not hitting them? It's simple. And if you're not hitting them, then why? What are the habits and rituals, the activities that you're not doing consistently enough to hit those goals? It's probably because you're distracted. We talked about 90 minutes a day equals 66 days in a year. Get off your phone, get to work. Let's go. Let's knock out these goals. Let's be efficient. So that program is Champ CEO System. That investment is $5,000 for a 90-day program, group coaching program. But I'll do you one solid. If you're interested today, and if you're on this call, I will take, and again, this is crazy, and I just thought about this right now. I would take $500 off that program, so that'd be $4,500. 90-day program, group coaching. We have a VIP session that's worth 5 G's in itself, where I'll go through and walk through your business. But again, you can set up a call, and we can walk through that and get more information exactly where you're at. All right, so I'm excited, man. I think I'm positioned to have a breakthrough year. I'm positioned to change lives. Like, I did the work. I spent the time developing myself, my mind, adding value. And I almost took if I'm being honest, a couple years off. Like, your boy been chilling. Your boy been healing and resting up. You know what I'm saying? But I'm back. I'm back and I'm ready to go. And I want to change lives, and I want to inspire people, and not to be like me. Right? It's not to be about me, right? I want to inspire people to be the best version of themselves. I want to inspire you to be the best leader inside your organization, inside your company, inside your family, inside of your community, because I know by building better champions, by building better leaders, I'm going to build a better world. And I'm going to do my part. I'm not going to get outworked by all the naysayers. I'm not going to get outworked by all the people that are negative. I'm not going to get outworked by all the people that say, hey, this is a scam, that's a scam, he don't do that. I'm not listening to that noise. I'm walking to the beat of my drum, right? And I'm going to operate in the only way that I know how, 1 foot forward every single day, with the mindset that it's only a matter of time before it happens. And if that's you, right? And if you got something from this call, I want you to, what was the title of that yellow book again? The yellow book. Oh, right here. Yellow book is The Who, Not the How. It's by Dan Sullivan and Benjamin Hardy, and it talks about the importance of finding people, right? The importance of finding partners, finding people in order to take you to where you want to go. So that was the name of that book. And guess what, guys? And I've learned this, and I'm gonna leave you with this, and that's why it's so important to have partnerships. If you look at the economy, and if you look at where we're at, right? You look at where we've been from. So at first it was like the agriculture age. And this is this thing and this notion that you have to make your money in the age that we're in. So many times you're listening to people or you're looking at people and they made money in the last age. And that maybe that headwind is over, right? And you have to figure out what works now. right? So the first was the agriculture age. And if you had tractors, if you built farms, and if you dug the land, right, you're a eat. And then after they figured out how to get the crops from dying, and they figured out they had all this production, they had to figure out like, yo, how are we gonna transport this stuff out? How are we gonna work it out? So it was like, it went to like the machinery age where they started building like industrial machines to process this information. And then it went to like the logistical age. Now that we process and we have it, now we gotta get it out to people. And then we skip up and we go through the technology age, where now like you gotta be online, you gotta figure things out, and you gotta have programs. And then it went to like the information age, where like people like Tyler Perry, Russell Simmons, people like that took advantage of the information they learned, and then they learned how to share it, right? You no longer needed these big distribution people. Now you can go straight to like B2C, you go straight to like the plug, and you can provide something. And people got rich doing that. But now, heading into 2023, and where we're at currently, we're coming out of the information age, we're coming out of the digital age, and we're going to an age, right? And that got started with Amazon, that got started with Uber, that got started with Airbnb. Like, if you look at it now, the most the stores that does the most money in revenue don't have any storefronts. The number one car dealers, right, don't own any cars, right? The number one vacation rental places, right, don't own houses. The Airbnb, the VRBO. So now we're in this partnership age. Now we're in this partnership age and utilizing other people's skill sets. That's why the who, not the how is so important, and what they do best and marrying it what you do best. Amazon was like, look, we cool. You can write your book, and I got a bunch of them. You can write your book and you can sell it on our site, and we'll print that thing out for you, right? And we'll sell it and we'll do everything. We just want a little cut, you know, we'll take 30%. Right? Uber like, yo, you can use your car. You go out and pick somebody up. We'll take our little percentage. So what are you doing inside your business to create those partnerships? What are you doing to have a unique value proposition to the marketplace where you can help someone out? And again, inside the Champ CEO program, what I teach, right, is the 3 phases. And those phases are this. Partnerships is last. And why I say partnerships is last is like you ought to have your stuff in order for you to then get the partnerships. So you have to first go through and build your foundation and make sure your psychology is right and your game plan is right. Make sure your people set up with systems. Make sure your processes and operations. Make sure you got the right products, things that scale. You know your margins, you know your vendors. Make sure your place is in order, your physical and digital, profit, promotions, and then we lead up the partnerships. But so many people just want to jump ahead and go right to partnerships, go right to promotions. And for me, what I tell people is like, yo, if you don't set up your foundation, if you don't do the work, if you don't have quarterly goals, if you don't avoid distractions, if you don't have morning routines, if you're not disciplined and consistent and intentional about what you're doing every single day, inside your business, if you promote, you're just gonna tell people faster how bad you are. You're just gonna tell people faster. Like I don't got my stuff together. You don't wanna do that. Like you wanna set up the system first, right? You wanna go through the processes first, because if you want a business, because the thing is, you can muscle through, and some of us are successful despite ourselves. We don't got the stuff in place, and I'm still crushing it. God bless you. You're gonna hit a ceiling. You're gonna hit a ceiling that you can't break through because you haven't done the time to put in the work. So in order to grow, all right, we gotta put in the work, right? We gotta take some steps back. Some of us are there, and we just have to add some gasoline to the fire, do some other things. But depending on where you're at, there's a strategy for you to double, to triple where you're at right now. But it's gonna take some time. It's gonna take some work. Probably gonna take some mentorship. So depending where you're at, that's what it is. So again, 3 things tonight, just to summarize, right? Get 2023 on track. Be intentional about what you're doing, how you move, how you operate. And if you want help on that in every area of your life, right, you can pick up this program. Again, so when I first started, $997, and now it's $497, but it's discounted 50% off, so $250. And if you buy this program, I will give you this right here, which is on July I just said it. No, not July, January. I'm bugging. January the 14th in the morning. We're gonna have a 3-hour session inside the class. I will tell you where the class is after you buy your ticket. I don't want you just popping up on me, but I will tell you that after you buy your ticket. So I'll see you here. Again, that's gonna be limited 20 people, and I'll buy it today because I'm gonna offer it tomorrow. Or if you want the Champ CEO program, I'll give you some money off. Or you want to hit me up on a call and plan out your 2023 and see if we're fit for, you know, a bigger program. I love to talk to you. I love to see if I can help you set yourself up for success. It hasn't been a lot I haven't seen. I've been blessed. And I want to continue to give back. I want to continue to be an asset to people and provide that. So if you need help on your game plan, if you're a business owner, if you're looking, you can schedule a call. I'm going to put a link inside the Facebook group. You can schedule a call and we can talk and see if it's something that we could do for 2023. All right, y'all. I said I'm going to keep you an hour tonight. I'm going to try to keep these things. I'm 7:58, so I'm on time. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Share this to a friend. I'll have the link live inside the group for maybe a couple of days, but I'm going to take it down. So if you want to share it to someone or look at it again, you're more than welcome to do so. I appreciate you for tapping in, man. I hope this is your best year yet. I hope you're disciplined. I hope you're attention. I hope you're ready to make it happen. I believe in you. And my goal in life, like I said, is to create more champions and less followers. I think we all have the ability to be champions. It's just up to you to take advantage of what it is that you need to take advantage of and be consistent, be diligent, get your results. And I see you at the top. Y'all have a good one.